The writer is the same person that is the Wanderstop writer. So that is why this finally forced me to go, you know what? We'll play this because I can't play Wanderstop yet, but Wanderstop dragged the hell out of all of us. And I really want to continue to get dragged. We're going to do English subs. Have you played the Stanley Parable before? No. And please, no spoilers. I will ask for hints if I get really stuck or if I don't read directions, or as Lotus likes to say, if I don't look up. I'm sure there may be times where I have to look up. If I don't do those things, y'all can gently steer me in that direction, especially if you're like a regular. But if you're new, please ask first. But yeah. Have you played the Stanley Parable before? No. Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. We are going to crank that up because that is barely visible to me, and I just feel like actually playing that with that level of dark is going to be hard for stream. So we're going to do it this way. My eyes, thank you. Yeah, I was like, I always go until barely visible. Like, no, I want it to be almost clearly visible because I struggle to see like the really dark, like video game sections are really hard for me. Also, have we always had an instructions command? Me all the way, please. Yeah, it's barely visible like this. I've also tried to see how it looks on stream to adjust for y'all. Yeah, read the instructions. The what, the who, the when. They are not perceived here. Well, at least not by Val. This is true. I will not read the instructions. Please enter the current time. Ugh, fine. It is 11. Why can't I do AM? Okay, hold on. I have to do it this way. It's 10:59, but we're gonna wait 1 minute until it's 11 because my brain likes that round zero. There we go. Confirm. Accessibility settings can be accessed from the main menu. Okay. Exciting. Okay. Settings. Let me know. We'll turn the music volume down a touch. And the sound effects. Oh, I love that the computer also kind of in the background goes. Narrator volume.
This is.
Every time I scroll it back up to 100, it stops talking. I want to see. Nope.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay. Let me know if that's too low. Might need to turn it up a bit. Okay, well, I'm going to have to do that from OBS because that is out of hundo.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
All right, let me know. That's better. I think that's fine. Cool. Perfect. Okay. Video. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Everything is really good. Nice. Let's see. Presentation, subtitle size. Okay. We can show content warnings. Enables content warnings and an option to skip sections of the game that deal with suicide, trauma, and mental health issues. Excuse me? I kind of like this. We'll put this on. I tend to like content warnings for streams because for a lot of that stuff anyway, if I can go, hey, a heavy thing is about to happen. If you don't want to deal with that, look away. We did that with Ikenfell or Ikenfell. I always say it the wrong way. But anyway, that was a great game. Please go play it. That was a really awesome thing to get where right before a really heavy moment, it'd go, hey, this is about to get really tense. Are you sure? I really like that as somebody with trauma, like with PTSD, who can be legitimately triggered, especially by suicide stuff or self-harm. Those are areas that are a little murky for me. I would want a heads up at the very least. So that's a really nice option. But yeah, let's see. I think that's everything that might affect us. And so we will go back and we're going to begin. This is Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. I have never played the Stanley Parable, much less the Ultra Deluxe version. I'm interested. Everyone I know says it's really, really good. And since it's from the same devs that are doing Wanderstop, I figured now would be a good time to finally play it because Wanderstop comes out very soon. And I seem to be just perennially behind everything. So why not just continue that trend and play this like 10 years after the fact? Though I think the Ultra Deluxe Edition came out not that long ago, but I know this game came out in like 2014, 2013, so it's over a decade old. So, that's fun. Do with that information what you will. We're going to begin. The end is never. The end is never is a great thing to have on the
This
bottom.
is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
You get your own room? That's so cool.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Tedious already.
And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
Oh, this definitely has severance
Stanley
energy.
Was happy.
Was he? I have doubt. Yeah.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley.
Did he?
Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
Ooh.
No one had showed up to give him instructions,
Interesting.
call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time.
Interesting.
But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh, okay. It's me now. Hi. Also, hi, Sparks. You missed nothing. I literally just started. We are Stanley. Let me... Hold on. Real fast. We're gonna adjust the camera sensitivity just a smidge. I feel like I'm Newman a little. There we go. It's slightly better. I just started. But also, I hope you're doing good. And yes, this is giving me big Severance energy, and maybe my Severance obsession will help me have context for this game, too. Can I click anything? No? Nope. Okay. Me just clicking around everywhere, not at all listening to the narrator. Hold on. Is there like a... No, I don't want that. Okay, just kidding. I really need to watch Severance. It's very good, but very intense. Well, yeah, no, it's pretty intense. But it's really good. I don't know what I'm clicking. I'm just clicking. Okay, well... Do I obey the narrator immediately? My day was just anxiety and chores, so I forgot about stream, but glad I got the late notification. Well, I am glad that you got the notification as well. I'm sorry your day was stressed, though. I feel like this Wednesday is doing its best Monday impression. Can I crouch? No. Okay. I suppose I will stop just randomly clicking everything. Recommendations from the Oversight Committee. I can't read that. Okay. Me, I guess I should just go. Also, me doesn't. You can get sassier with him as you go on. That's fun. Okay. Okay, nobody's here.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I love that all of these are just I hate Mondays. Same, bud.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Who farted? Definitely exceeding, but there may be numbers or times in the game. If you want a mod to remember a thing for you, call it out. Oh, okay. I didn't realize.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office.
Yes.
But it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Whatever, narrator. It's fun. I just wanted to snark him. I love a snarky narrator. It's one of my favorite things. I like work. I just hate my boss. Yeah, that's fair. Ooh. I turned it off. Oh no. Number 1, Dad. Well, I turned off your computer, bud. Okay. Alright, I'm done. I'm done, I swear. Mountains. Papers on floor. Keep dry. I will not. Oh. 420. Nice. I love the who farted. Oh. Username access. I don't think that matters, does it? Okay, I turned it off. New. I can't read this. I'm like squinting at it like I can't read. Stanley Parable could be changed into a liminal horror game pretty easily. I believe it. I feel like in some ways it is because this is a nightmare. I think. All right. Well, this door is clearly open. Oh. Someone dropped their cup and just left it there. Rude. Oh. Oh. No, I want to keep the door open behind me so I know where I came from. Are these doors going to progressively open? Don't answer that. But like, it feels like they will.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't listen to narrators, so...
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
We already knew what you were gonna do. I think that the developer also probably knew most people would go, no, you can't tell me what to do. I'm gonna go right. Okay. None of these open.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring.
This is a nice
It had
lounge.
really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
Okay, a slight
Stanley
stretch.
simply
But...
stood here, drinking it all in.
Wow. Can I actually get a drink? Nope. $1.25 though, that's real good.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
I sense some sass from you, Mr.
At this
Narrator.
point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality.
Well...
It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Wow. Also, welcome on in. Okay, well, the narrator's rude. I've not seen this game in ages. I've never played it.
Stanley
I've
sat
heard
around
so many
waiting
good
for more
things,
dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Yes. Is the narrator not part of the game? I just want to see how many more times this narrator will sass me for being in here. It is a good room, though. This does have good ambience. No, seriously, we disabled it. You can't jump. Get your first achievement. Awarded for getting any of the other achievements as your first. I love getting 2 achievements for the price of 1. Okay, perfect. All right, I'll keep going.
But
now.
at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his
can't
left
go back.
to get back to business.
First open door on my left. Okay. Well. First open door on my left, but there is one over there that's open. And I'm going to continue to not listen to this narrator since I'm sensing a trend. We're going to say nah.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
That's corporations for you. Do not lie. If you were lying right now, stop. How would you know if I'm lying? You wouldn't, would you? Can you read my mind? Thank you, caution sign, right? Can I go up this? No. Interesting. Where the hell? Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, 1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, 5,000. So I will get fined for jumping off of this thing? Really? Oh, now I really want to try that.
Look,
Wait.
Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on... But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
So that was an accident. I just didn't want to go down there yet. I wanted to click around and I didn't realize there was a step between that and the thing and that I would fall. And, well, you know what? We beat the game. That was the Stanley Parable. GG's. Good run. We managed to get through a game in less than an hour. I'm mostly laughing because I thought you might do that by accident. And I did. See, it's like you know who I am. All right, so let's try that again, but this time not falling off. Not falling off the lift.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm still not going where you want me to go. I'm turning off all the monitors still, because I can. Awaiting input. Input received? What? Okay. I love how I'm like, I will not solve puzzle, but I will click around a lot. And if that doesn't result in anything, bye.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, I'm still going right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Sorry.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yes. That was a very good employee lounge. It's very good.
Wow. Yes. This room.
It's a good room.
What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room.
It is well lit.
Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
Okay, asshole. Whatever, I'm leaving.
To get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Still not doing that. I just don't want to fall to my death this time.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I love how often the narrator just calls you out for being a brat. Yeah. Did I actually get fined $5,000, by the way? Because I did jump off of it on accident. Ultra Deluxe, also welcome in. Yeah, I've never played the Stanley Parable. Ultra Deluxe or
I think
otherwise.
perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Your living family did, damn.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Excuse me?
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who? Who?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Who? What? I thought we were just going to a meeting room and figuring out why everyone was missing. Suddenly there's a her? Okay. Don't love it the door closes behind you past certain points and you just can't go back. Also a pitch black room. This seems fine. The Stanley Thin-Ins, yeah.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, Then pick up the phone.
No. I have trust issues. It's literally a thing I'm working on in therapy. And I think I'm going to reinforce that I do have trust issues and not pick up this phone. But also I hate ringing phones, so the urge to pick it up is really high. Yes, love to be avoidant. I'm going to hide in a corner and avoid it. This is what I do with a lot of my life problems. To be clear, a bad life strategy. But we're doing that right now. Do I have a choice? Will it just keep ringing and ringing? Oh, wait.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Stanley, did you just unplug the phone?
Yes.
No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that?
I clicked it.
You actually chose incorrectly. I didn't even know that was possible.
It'd be like that.
Let me double check.
Checking the manual?
No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music
Have a
comes
wife?
in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible?
I'm special.
None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner?
That I've gained
You're not
sentience?
Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you've made any more wrong
For so
choices,
long,
you
it's
might
been
have
an hour.
negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making.
Yeah.
Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation?
No.
Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person.
Excuse me?
But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice.
Fuck Rupert.
He could invent a machine that eliminates
Looks like a
food
tool.
shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking.
I just like that as a way to
Turn
talk
to
to
a
people.
partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back sack and crack."
A back sack and what?
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant.
love that. That
and
does
the feeling
console me.
should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Welcome back.
What?
You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Okay. Danger everywhere. Can I unplug it again? No. This is wild. What is this game? You broke the game so bad. I did. This is what happens when you don't pay attention to directions. Okay.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you
There's a
jumping off the
kiddie
platform
rail.
and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through
Yeah,
the
who would have
story.
fall off a
That story
forklift
would
like
make
that?
No sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Is any place really equipped to deal with reality? I don't know. I don't think so. So Daniel, hi. They did put up a baby fence. Yeah, they said, you're gonna fall off again. Don't do that. Let's carefully go to safety as we have never gone before. Yeah. Oh, the doors don't have... Okay, these doors have numbers. All right.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Well, you all know I'm not going to do that, right? Like, y'all know.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I mean, y'all know I'm not going to do that. Because I am a gremlin. And I love to disobey narrators and be fourth wall breaking. So I'm going to go right.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Nope. How do I... Oh, that door has seen better days. Huh. You're also being typical. Really? No. I don't wanna... I'm going right. I feel like it's breaking it more every time, or am I just not paying attention to the things that were broken? Yeah, I'm not gonna... Broke it again. Love it for us, right? I'm just like, Yeah, I hope we don't need that long as fuck number for anything. I hope not, because I'm not recalling that. I have dyscalculia. I literally can't remember like 2 numbers. I definitely can't remember all that. Ugh, it's forcing me. I know that math equals fish. Yeah, they said that in the instructional video where Rupert was sticking his head in a crocodile mouth, not math, crocodile math. What is that? And I don't want that. So, okay. Well, fine. I'll go left. I feel like there should be more dialogue here than there is, but that's okay. A meeting room. Oh, it's broken.
It's ruined. I can't believe after everything we talked about that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do?
Narrator, you just gotta chill, buddy.
No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Oops. I think I broke it. I think I gave the narrator a...
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see?
Yeah.
Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley?
Well,
He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious.
I don't believe
it would
you.
have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make...
I tried so hard.
Behave
It got
exactly
so
as
far.
Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Well, on that note, we're about to hit an ad break. So we're going to pause the game and hope that that's actually paused because this is a very meta game and I don't know if it actually is paused. I'm going to hope it is. Otherwise, y'all are just going to hear the narrator talking shit at me for a little bit. The game is going to be mad after pausing. Let it be angry. I'm just avoiding a decision for 5 minutes. It's fine. Yeah, so don't forget to stretch, hydrate, take your meds, all that good stuff. I don't want anyone to get slapped with ads while we're playing this amazingly meta game. And I have so many thinky thoughts, but we'll get to that. So stretch, hydrate, meds, all the good stuff. I'll be right back. And we'll keep on whatever this journey is. This is wild. I know no melons, but I don't want to wait. I'm also really curious to see if the narrator will get mad at me for pausing, because we did pause for like about 3 or 4 minutes while the ads rolled and I grabbed a little snack. So let's see. I'm not gonna lie, this has been really interesting so far. I kind of want to just really quick note I think Sparks mentioned it earlier, the ludonarrative dissonance which is a fancy term of saying like you, the player, going against what the story has in mind for you. And I love it. I love. I was joking though. That's fine. Even if he doesn't note it, I'm okay with that. But I really love, I don't know, I'm really enjoying how meta this is. Also, Bacon Fork will come on in. I love this game. So everyone, a good chunk of people I know really, really love this game. And since it's from the same dev that is doing Wanderstop, which is coming out soon. Do I still have the Wanderstop? I feel like I should still have the Wanderstop command somewhere on my buttons, but I don't remember where it went. Anyway, that's because that comes out, I think, next week or the week after. I figured now would be a good time to actually play the Stanley Parable. So we're going to do that the 11th. Yes, March 11th. So literally next week, I think next Tuesday, which we will be playing this obviously next week, or playing Wanderstop rather. So we'll see how much of the Stanley Parable I can get through today. And yeah, so let's resume. Let's see. Okay, he's not upset at me for pausing, but we're still going to go right instead of left. Sorry.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yep. Okay, well, it didn't immediately shut down on me that time.
Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would.
Am I stuck in this loop? Is it just looping me until I do it right?
The story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I won't keep doing this if it's too repetitive, but I'm curious. 3rd time's a charm?
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, I'm gonna do it one more time. The urge to disobey is so real. I'll do it one more time and then...
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story
All right, narrator.
first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
All right.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Let's go left. Okay, you win. I'll go left. Mostly because I'm streaming and I don't have time to disobey you for hours and hours, so. But.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay. The game teases you because you want to disobey, but don't know how long the game has threads for you doing that. Yeah. It's like, could I have kept disobeying there? I'm sure I could have. I feel like this game probably has accounted for quite a bit. Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. There's a whole whiteboard manager? What? Office party. Amazing. Monday, Wednesday. Oh, okay. Interesting. That looks exhausting. Slides. Can I click the slides? Rate of increase in graphs per slide. Amazing. Please no more charts. I'm begging. Stop. The boss appreciation minute. On your boss appreciation minute worksheet, circle the top 2 things you love most about your boss. Fill out in triplicate and solving interpersonal conflict. If you ever find yourself in a conflict with another diligent employee, oh my God, why did we? What are your dreams for the future? Mitosis, a boat, pollution, less air, spring break. I do want spring break. Metamorphosis, comatose. Tips for not getting fired. Talk less. Do unbelievably amazing work all the time, every day, with no expectation of promotion or recognition. Don't get fired. So resent coworker for not supporting you. Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive aggressively on other coworkers. This is how you solve a dispute with a coworker. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in the header and throw some bevel on all the text. This will ensure a calm and productive. Yeah, okay. This is so real. Profits. Going to college to try and enter a workforce where this is the vibe is definitely... This is so real. Shout out to the dev who definitely burnt out of whatever shitty job he was in and made a video game about it that did amazingly well and allowed him to go be a game developer instead. I don't know if that's the actual thing that happened, but that's just the sense I get. It's the narrative I'm picking up here. Bi-quarterly review. Bi-quarterly post-review. We need reviews. 402 plus 405 want to get rid of the death sport portion in the primary review schedule. What in the world? A lot of percent. Yeah. Teenagers. Size of demographic. Space between the teenagers. Throw something in the ideas bin. Oh, wow. That's so real. To do. Synergize core value expenditures. Shift global market. Monetize free to play. This guy, I just want to talk to the developer. Like, bro, are you good? We know the answer is no. We're all burnt out. The synergy of core value expenditures is, again, I'm going to college for a business degree to try and better have opportunities to get jobs because I keep getting cut off at not having a degree. And holy shit, this is so real. I feel this in my soul. And I hate it. Like, I synergize with this. Also, friend at arms, hi. Yeah, disrupt. Okay, broom closet. Love a broom closet. Are we on like the
Turning
actual
to a
narrative
staircase,
path now?
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay. Well, we're being a good little narrative kid now. So let's triumvirate about the synergy before the merger, yes. Oh. Oh, the boss's room is fancy. Alright, alright. Currently trying to use biz words in an Uno reverse and it feels bad. Yeah. It's like, oh, I don't wanna. Can I go back here? Can I go back here? I wanna go back here. I can go back here. The beige pages. Y'all remember yellow pages and white pages? Do we need those anymore? I don't think. Do we use that as a thing anymore? I don't think we do. What is...
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Business happens
Shocked,
here.
unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions.
Why would
and
that...
beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Nightshark 115.
That was a terrible
Was
passcode.
this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Please speak clearly into the receiver. We still gotta get a yellow pages in the mail. Use it about once a year. Wow. I don't know that I've...
Stanley spoke the code. Nightshark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
I'm making the narrator mad at me again for continuing to break the story. Also, Fawn, hi, good to see you.
I'm sorry, is there a problem?
No.
You didn't mishear me, did you?
No.
Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This
Yeah.
is a crucial step.
Mm-hmm. The panda. Why would you do that? Well, these pictures are fucked up.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect
I do
Stanley
feel a
shows
little
for
guilty.
his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously.
Like, authority
If you
figures
didn't
being
want to see
disappointed
what I
in
had
me
to show you,
does
then
ping the
why did
people
you
pleaser.
come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted
did.
over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You... When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh,
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
the end.
I need you to walk through the door.
We did it, gamers.
Listen to me.
We did
Can
it.
you hear me? Is everything all right?
Awesome.
Stanley, this is important.
We did amazing.
The story needs you. It needs you.
We
to make a
dissociated
decision.
so good.
It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just
10 out of
fine.
10.
You're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something.
Nope.
Anything.
Nope.
This is more important than you can ever know.
Oh.
I need this. The
Oh.
story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice.
Yeah. Sorry, Leroy.
I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do.
Oh, it broke.
Take as much time as you need.
Valve. Sorry, Leroy. Just up there. Oop. Sorry, Leroy. Oh, it completely reset us. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, that was a fascinating branch of the game.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I think I'm gonna be a good little narrative and like actually go along with the story this time. Because it's fun to be meta, but now I want to know what this narrator is trying so hard for me to fulfill. Kind of curious. Input received. Interesting. I don't know what that means. So, wonder if it's like how many times I've been back there. But yes, we will go through the door on the left this time.
When Stanley came to a set of 2
I'll be
open
good.
doors, he entered the door on his left.
Again, we also only have like 2 more hours at best to play this. So, yeah. I know we won't get through to all of it, but I want to get through a good chunk of it.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I love all the charts. Sorry, narrator, I have to admire all the charts for a second. Okay. Yeah, we'll actually, oh.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Why would you give me a second place to misbehave? Oh boy. Okay. There's a red thing down there. There's something down there, and Ludo narrative dissonance. Shit. We can vote. No. I'm gonna go down. I knew in my heart I was like I couldn't. The yellow light or the red light, it called me yonder. I couldn't not. Well, come on in, Raiders. Before I go any further into bad life choices in this game, hi, whoa. I'm gonna pause before the narrator gets mad at me. If you are new here, my name is Val, or Space Valkyries. I'm a queer variety streamer and science fiction and fantasy writer under the pen name VM Ayala. Today, we are playing Stanley Parable, the Deluxe Edition, or Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, sorry. And I've never played Stanley Parable. We're picking this up because the dev is making a new game, Wanderstop, and that comes out next week. So I figured, you know what? Now was a great time to play Stanley Parable for the first time. So if you've played this game, I hope you enjoy me not having a single clue what's happening. Try to keep the spoilers to the minimum. But yeah, welcome on in, everyone. Thank you so much for the follows. Also, Yeti, hi, good to see you. And yes, please go hang out with Cypher. If you don't already know Cypher, which I feel like most of us do, go follow Cypher. Cypher is amazing. How are you doing? I hope you're doing all right. I hope the Veil Guard was guarding Veils well. I do love Dragon Age. So played the Wanderstop demo, really liked it. Definitely something very different from Stanley Parable. It is. Yeah, it seems pretty tonally different. But Wanderstop also has to deal with tackling burnout and like being kind of meta in that way. So I figured I was curious about how much shared DNA that sort of meta commentary this had. Also, Jinx, hi, good to see you. We get a shout out for Jinx as well. But yes, if you have to raid and run Cypher, please feel free to do that. I'm sorry I didn't see chat, kind of scroll a little fast. But I hope you go take care of yourself. If you've been hanging out with Cypher for a while, please don't forget to also stretch, hydrate, take your meds, all that good stuff. If you are in the East Coast time zone like I am, I hope you're getting lunch, settling in. If you're kind of in the earlier time zones, I hope you're doing good. But yeah, it sounded like you had to go to work now. I know. I'm so sorry about all that. I know you probably don't want people to like focus on it, but it sucks and I'm sorry. But yeah, I obviously go support Cypher now more than ever because gaming industry can be real shit to people sometimes. And I'm sorry you kind of got caught unawares with that. But yeah, we're gonna keep going. I went down a staircase I shouldn't have gone down. The narrator told me to go up to the boss's floor, and then I didn't. So, also thank you for all these follows. I super appreciate it. It means a lot. I I stream part-time now, but I am a disabled person, disabled streamer. So the support means a lot because I've been dealing with some medical stuff lately. So all the support is deeply appreciated. Up is practically down. Exactly. I think we're going in the right direction. The game might disagree with me. But I really love how meta this game has been. The narrator is so sassy. I'm very curious. Again, I've never played this, so I've been really enjoying how snarky the narrator is. So let's see if the narrator gets mad at me for, like I said, I was supposed to go up the stairs, but the red light, it drew me downstairs because the urge to disobey a narrator in a video game is very high. So I wanted to see what would happen.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
That's a great
Why
point.
did doors close automatically
Also a great
him
point.
wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar.
2013 games. Yeah, there is a little ableism here.
Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming! He yelled. This is all a dream.
No.
Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon.
Will I, though?
Go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
What?
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it
This is so meta.
strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about
I'm a
how
writer,
it's
right? So
describing
this is so
my
fun.
thought.
Melissa, hi.
And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that?
That's a great question.
This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was
I don't like where this is going.
that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin.
We're envisioning.
The press of the mattress on his back. The fresh air of a world outside this one.
Okay.
Let me wake up, he thought to himself.
We're waking
I'm
up.
through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons.
I would like to push buttons or get paid
it's
for
all
that.
I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job.
Apparently we have a wife, by the way.
All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
Okay.
I am okay.
JPEG. And then you wake up and you open your eyes and you're still there. Ooh.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office.
Sorry,
I am
bud.
real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Because we panicked and we passed out. That's fair.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Excuse me?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted
Mariella's
by the body
Parable.
of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man.
What?
He was obviously crazy. This much
Again,
she knew.
ableism.
Everyone
But-
knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal.
Yeah,
I
that's
am
definitely what
sane.
she's thinking.
I am in control of my mind. I know
What?
what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her
This is a
career,
commentary on,
and by
like, work-life
extension,
balance
the
for
rest of
sure.
her life. She had no time for this, so it was only
She's
a moment
not
that
even-
she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Yeah, like, that's a work-life commentary right there. Like, I'm not going to be a normal person to this poor person passed out having a crisis because I got to go to work. So, this game is, I think we're back at the beginning. We are. That was a trip. Okay. So that's why you don't go down the stairs. You just go straight to your boss. But yes, this game has multiple endings and multiple branches. And I think my disobedience to the narrative got a real weird one. So, let's be good little narrative. Stanley will be good at narrative for this path. Let's do this the way the narrator wants us to, for once, because I've been disobeying at every corner. So let's, for real, actually
All of his co-workers
do
were
this the way
gone.
the narrator
What
tells
could
us
it
to.
mean? Stanley decided to
Maybe,
go to the meeting
probably.
room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, the hustle government takeover song. But yeah, I wanna talk about it, but I'll be late for work. Yes, exactly. That corporate life. Where's the input? There's like an input one. Okay. There's no secret this time. That's fine. All right. I love this narrator. I love how sassy he is.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So for the first hour, I went on the door to the right, and spoiler alert, nothing good happened. So we're gonna obey the narrator and see what happens this time. Every time we've disobeyed, something terrible happened. Oh, and I fell off a forklift
Yet
on
there was not
accident
a
and died
single
once.
person
That was
here
funny.
Either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office,
Charts,
hoping he
tips
might
for not
find
getting
an
fired.
answer there.
Usual corpo stuff. Synergize core value expenditures hurts me in my soul. Again, I'm going to college to get a business major right now. So like that level of business speak is like required in all my papers and stuff like that. And I fucking hate it. I almost ran into a wall there. Oh. I said I would obey the narrator. We're gonna obey. We're gonna obey the narrator, right? I'm too curious. Okay.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
All right. Okay, I won't disobey you this time, narrator. I won't.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley
we're
walked
going up this time.
upstairs to his boss's office.
We're totally going up into the correct avenue this time. Executive. Okay, I love that things change every time. So like every time you're like, I'm gonna be good. I'll obey the narrator this time. Something different happens, and my gremlin chaos brain is like, but I need to see how this is different, and obviously that this is designed that way. So like, props to the devs, because I can't not. I've got a feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. Say that's a lovely purse. Okay. Can I flush it? No. I mean, this is a nice executive bathroom. Yeah, he's got to go to the executive bathroom. Extreme bathrooms. What does that say? I can't tell. But I love an extreme bathroom. I was gonna say I'd subscribe to extreme bathrooms. All right. So this keeps showing up in multiple places, and every time I do a run through and you input it, I want to know what happens when you get to 5. I'm deeply curious if we get that far. Oh. Why would that picture is so terrible, by the way? Wait, this is completely different. The boss's room was that way. I'm scared. Elevator. Okay, now we really are in Severance. Is this the right way? Okay, hold on. We're going back this way.
Stepping into his manager's office,
okay.
Stanley was once
we
again
didn't disobey.
stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number.
So high pro
2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known
2845. Okay. 2845.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
What is happening?
Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Oh. The chicken plushie is not always here. It's mostly just a redeem to show a plushie. I can show you a plushie if that matters. It's that important to you. I literally just have a plushie right here. Also, try to keep the caps to less. If you're newer and I'm not as familiar with you, sometimes it sounds like yelling, that much caps. But yes, plushies. This is a legally distinct Triceratops, which is definitely a rhinoceros that they just reformatted for Valentine's Day. That is very soft and cuddly that I found at a grocery store. So, have that. Yeah. All right. That plushie just fell. It's fine. This is a different elevator than earlier. I'm afraid. Okay, I'll go in the elevator. The other one was going up though, and now I want to know what that was. Now I regret not disobeying rather, which I feel like is the intent of this game, right?
Descending deeper
No
into
matter
the
which
building,
choice you pick, you
Stanley
wonder if you made the right
realized
choice.
He felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest.
This is the
as though
correct
he felt
narrative
more
path.
free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Okay.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Excuse me? Escape? Every turn there's a, but are you sure you don't want to split off and do that? The narrative does say go this way, but you can escape. You can just get out. I did promise I'd do the actual narrative this time though. They know we want to be brats. Yeah, the urge to disobey is so real. And it's almost a commentary in and of itself because this is the mind control facility. If you go the right way, I like that emote, Sparks. It's good. This is just this is very good. I'm gonna go to the mind control facility and not escape. I'm gonna be good. We're following the narrative branch this time. See where it leads. Oh,
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television
we're
screens.
in
What horrible secret did this place hold?
Cerebro.
Stanley thought to himself.
How did my brain forget
Did he have
Cerebro?
the strength to find out?
I don't know what that is. Okay. Yeah, we're definitely in into the X-Men thing. Also, Lily, hi. Ooh. I can absolutely accidentally fall off here, I feel. Yeah. Oh.
Now the monitors jumped to life. Their
Fired?
true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building. Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen.
Ooh.
And Stanley,
Now we're in the
one
Matrix.
of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
See, this is extra severance-y. See, when we go to the narrative.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't
I was gonna
be
say the
true.
severance vibes are rising.
Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job?
Possibly.
That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Probably.
No.
Oh, thank God, a baby fence.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His
Pirate!
own life
There's a pirate!
in someone else's control.
Someone's still painting pirate. One of those
Never.
just labeled pirate.
It was unthinkable.
That's where pirate
Wasn't
is.
it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Probably.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Okay.
For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Hell yeah. How do I do that? Hold on, there's a glowy blue. Console disabled. This looks like a door. Okay, hold on. 1, 2. Where's 3? Can I run? No. Where be 3? 3. I don't know if this is doing anything, but I'm curious. Where's 4? 3. Is there just not a 4? That's fine. Oh, now I see it. Yeah, we're being so heroic. I can't get up there! Oh no. Okay. Well. 01420001. I hope we don't need that. Okay, well that clearly wasn't right. Only Stanley could float again. Alright, well, I don't really know. What's down here? This looks bad. Okay, it's just a down. It's just an ominous looking floor. Okay, let's just go this way. I don't know what else I'm meant to do, and I don't want to waste too much time on it. Mind controls idle, awaiting input. Ooh, okay. System power.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty.
I could
his
turn it on
obligation
and just use
to put
it.
an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Okay. That was easy. That was a less difficult choice. Did I win? Did we do it?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Was it?
He had won.
We won!
He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved.
Interesting.
Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp?
Details.
What other mysteries did this strange building hold?
I don't know. You
But
build the
as
narrative, not
sunlight
me.
streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him.
That's correct.
For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go.
That's deep.
No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know.
Yeah.
It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
What if I didn't at this point? Also, this looks fake, but okay.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation,
We love a
the
breeze.
immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen.
Okay.
And Stanley was happy.
Perfect. We won. We did it, gamers. We successfully followed the narrative through to completion. Yeah, we beat the game. We did it. We're so good at this. We won't end up right back where we started, right? Yeah. And yet, here we are again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
We're gonna
No
disobey
matter
a
how
little
hard
bit.
Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Hotel California starts playing over the PA. Yeah, because we are in purgatory. For sure. Oh, okay. I'm looking for the input thing again. I want to see what happens if I get to all 5. We'll still go left.
When Stanley came to a
'Cause
set
I wish
of
to
2
disobey at
open
other
doors,
points.
he entered the door on his left.
The original game was made in the same engine as Portal and Half-Life. That makes a lot of sense with the energy of this. Alright, we're just not even going to stick
Yet
around
there
in
was
here.
not
We're going to
a
run through
single
it.
person here either.
Okay, bye.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping he might find coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Forcing the narrator to talk fast. We're going to disobey here. Hold on. Doesn't have the input received there. Darn.
Stepping into his manager's
Shit.
office,
No!
Stanley was once again
Okay, fine. There's
stunned
other places to
discover
disobey.
not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody.
Me just like,
He
I'll find
began
other
wildly
places to
tearing through
disobey.
papers
That's
on the
fine.
boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his
Hey!
feet. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
Sorry.
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
That is soothing. Wow. I feel like I'm in my dermatologist's office. She has very new agey music going on in there.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated,
Yep.
Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Alright. We're gonna disobey here though. That escape section, we're gonna go. We're gonna get out. There's another part where they play music for like 2 seconds and it stops abruptly. I believe it. I do feel soothed and rejuvenated from that, yeah. Soothed and rejuvenated enough to go escape.
Through the large door
Or
that read
escape,
mind
as I always say it in my
control
brain.
facility.
We're leaving.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, The truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Excuse me?
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Hey, man, go forward, eyes wide open. Oh, it's a big red. Is it just like a hole? I'm just gonna drop into this. It's just gonna... Okay, well. In the end, it is always the hole. That's my brand. I have to commit to that bit. Hey, I'm not dead.
As the machine whirled into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever.
Oh.
Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Bye. It was nice knowing you.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Pardon? The Stanley Parable!
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
What? This is so meta. Is this a title drop? I think it is.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
That's deep. That's deep. I mean, I don't know that I agree with that, but that's Bucky. Stanley's computer. Office layout. This blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the 2 doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development, though the core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. I wonder if this is just extras from the Ultra Deluxe. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. This corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches 2 doors in a good time. The set of the 2 doors was the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable's design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it, an exploration of the contradiction this room posed. That's so fun. I love knowing this stuff. Button sounds, a selection of the sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. I am pressing all of them, of course. Each sound is a mix of a keyboard stroke and the synthesized tone. Computers! Office computers. I like that the credits are up here. That's so fun. It's like a little museum to Stanley Parable. I do feel soothed and rejuvenated, yeah. Nature paintings, love them, love them. Filing cabinets, classics, must-haves. Boss office, screens from the development of the boss's office. Ooh. I've only seen like one of these boss's offices. Office clock, also very important. Let's go this way for a second. I feel like we're in a museum tour now. And here to the left, we'll see the classic Stanley Parable, the office, and the maintenance room. This is an early version of the maintenance room. A copier. That's so fun. Okay, I guess we'll keep going this way. Wonder if this kind of loops in on itself. Ooh, Warzone. What? Early Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. Interesting. Ultra Deluxe announcements. In December 2018, we announced the Ultra Deluxe version of the Stanley Parable at the Game Awards. The Game Awards. These are screenshots of the videos we made for the announcement and the game's delay. That's fun. Fun. This is fun. It's kind of fun seeing a version of this. I've never played it, so it's kind of fun seeing all the what ifs when this is only my like second hour in this game. The lounge, an early version of the lounge. Oh, that's not as soothing. Ooh, the phone. The apartment timer. In a previous version of the choice leading to the apartment ending, a timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending, and yet I didn't do that for sure. The cargo lift was always intended to offer the choice of staying on or jumping to a different path. However, after this early version, we also wanted the option of players falling to their death, which I did. That was the first death I got. And it was an accident. It was not intentional. Legitimately didn't realize the platform was moving forward and not up and down. And I went backwards to avoid getting on it, and I fell and died. Yeah, my bad. The second version is functionally the same as what's in the final game, but we wanted it to look more like a place where cargo was actually stored. That's fair. Also, much like a museum, you ever go in a museum and just get fucking lost where you're like, all of these rooms are liminal spaces that could be connected to any other thing. There's no clear way in or out. It's just confusion. That's how I feel at the moment. Zending levers. These levers were originally a part of the zending. The player would pull a lever and the narrator would describe what color they had pulled. Interesting. This screenshot depicts an early version of the ending known as the Zending, which was eventually cut and merged with another part of the game. Yes, I go to many museums because I am cultured. Any museum Ian has gone to is because of me. Escape menu. For a long time, we had an ending that only ended when the player restarted from the escape menu. Unfortunately, very few players realized this was what they were supposed to do, which was frustrating for everyone. Yeah, yonk culture for sure. Aw. This feels almost like spoilers because I haven't gotten to that point. But trailers. We ran 4 major teaser trailers over the course of the game's development, each meant to convey something about the spirit of the game. This is the first one, released in May 2012. It features a series of broken rooms and the voice of the narrator informing viewers that he is repairing a new version of the Stanley Parable. Oh, that's fun. I do, yeah. This does feel like an interesting little meta museum. How do I leave it? How do I abandon this museum? How do I get out? Now this feels very Severance-y. Stanley's office. From left to right, the evolution of Stanley's office over time. The first was created in November 2011, the second in March 2012, and the third in February 2013. God, this game's old. Anyone remember 2013? How long ago was that? A long time ago. Where's Cold Harbor? I remember when I could afford food. Ugh, too real. Oh, here we go.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Oh. Oh.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
That's deep.
But
I'm
listen
gonna get...
to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for
Fuck. Fine. Okay. I mean, I made the choice there, right? Did that count? Who knows? I'm gonna begin.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
And you did it. You
worked
won
for a
the
company in a
Stanley.
big
Hell yeah.
building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job
Is this
was
just
simple.
you literally go through the
He
intro
sat at
again?
his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Okay.
And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley
So it's the
relished
same
every
intro.
moment
I don't know
the
if that did
orders came
anything.
in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
That's fine. If it didn't change
And
anything.
then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi.
Is that what his
Never in all
coworkers
his years
did?
at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
All right. We're going to pause there because the ads are about to kick in. So we'll do a quick ad break. I take a break every hour to stretch, hydrate, meds, all the good stuff, and also run some ads so no one is slapped with ads while we're playing this very meta and confusing and fun game. So yeah, if you came in on the raid, again, thank you so much for that. If you've been hanging out and you enjoy this, deeply appreciate it. But I will be right back. So again, grab a snack, come back, and let's see what the heck is up with this in like 3 or 4 minutes. Yeah, BRB. Figured maybe the melons might be good to play. Didn't play them the first go around of ads. So I hope you enjoyed your melons. But yes, also Joy, welcome in. So we have done 4 endings now of this. And we are on we just reset the game and we're starting from the beginning again. So let's see how it goes. Do you ever consider splashing that wet stuff around? It is important. I haven't decided
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
how I
Stanley
want to
decided
play
to
this
go to the
round
meeting
in
room.
terms of how
Perhaps he had
much
simply
I want to
missed a memo.
disobey.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't
so it
find
is
a trace
tracking.
of his co-workers.
It is tracking how many times I've done this. So that was our 4th go around. So I wonder what happens when we do 5. All right. Let's see. I just am habitually turning these off. I don't know that I need to every time. Also occurs to me I haven't been checking the doors as much anymore, but some of them do kind of like unlock apparently. So
When Stanley came to a
I
set
also
of
might go
2
to the
open
right
doors, he
again
entered the
and
door
get
on
to
his
the
left.
telephone thing, and instead of unplugging it, plugging it, like answering it, right? So maybe we'll try that. I'm curious.
This
Wanna
was
see.
not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Also, how snarky he is about that employee lounge is really funny.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley?
Nope,
Its grace,
Stanley's leaving fast
but
this time.
Eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I don't think I've ever actually obeyed at this point. I always go that way. So why don't we actually obey here? Why don't we go? Let's go this way.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Oh, but I didn't do that.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track.
Yes.
So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left.
And nothing else opens? Okay. Let's go.
Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking?
Okay.
It's clearly... Oh, dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Oh, no.
Now, let's see. We went down right.
Consult
left,
your manual.
Down,
I'll wait.
Left, right. Yep. Okay, yes.
Oh.
I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Is it? There's a red light there. Oh.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
No.
Okay. We just have
Is
to get
Pirate
back to,
still?
Oh, who am I kidding?
Yeah,
It's
there's
all
Pirate.
rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about rather than
Me
waste
at my novel.
time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Okay. Well, that was a fast one. All
All of
right.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
We're going right again. This is fascinating. Because you also have to remember your own choices. Which ones have you done? Which ones do you want to try? There's a fair few permeations of things. All right.
When Stanley... Wait, what?
What?
No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
Who's to say?
Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story.
Me
It was
writing
right here
characters.
just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Okay, real quick. This is what it's like to be a discovery writer when you don't know what you're doing and you don't 100% know where the plot's going and you just kind of have to let your character tell the plot to you. It is like going into a room with 5 or 6 doors and opening all of them and going, which one you feel like doing? And sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't work out. So. What if I just go to the one on the right?
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we just...
Nope.
Do we need to restart the game again?
No.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot.
Nope.
Why not?
Powerful DM vibes in this option, yeah.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I do find myself always checking those, just in case one of them opens. Just so funny. Do you think the developer finds it fun people are still playing this game over 10 years later? I hope he does.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
I can't. None of these doors open. I keep opening 420, hoping that'll actually, like, do something funny. And there's stuff back that way.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something.
That wasn't there.
The story. Here it comes.
Okay. This is just a circle.
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Also, hi, Tom. Yes, I'm playing Stanley Parable for the first time. I have no idea what's happening. We've gotten 4 endings, and we're in a loop now with another ending. So we're on a path I haven't been on before. We found a hole. Yeah, we jumped into a hole. Oh.
Now this, well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all.
Is this Slay the
story?
Princess?
I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
Yes.
Do you remember, Stanley?
No.
Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this?
Improv?
You win!
Fuck yeah.
Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so
Yay!
good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all.
No?
We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win.
Rude.
Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations.
Rude.
Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
All right. But my win, I don't... Oh.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
I am going to deviate from it instantaneously, and we all know it. We all know I will not stay on this line. Though I do love the yellow, like, guideline, basically. Very good. This also isn't going the same direction it normally should. Like, it should go that way. This isn't where this usually goes. It should go there. Fine. Okay, we'll follow the line. Because I've been curious what's back here anyway. I always see that there's, like, stuff that I can't open to. So, let's,
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction.
Something tells me this
Stanley,
line is
to
lying.
destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there?
Yes.
Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story?
Yeah.
Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right?
Yes?
Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Okay. Wow. All right. I wonder if the writers on this game ever confused themselves and had to start over. Absolutely 100% yes. This is fascinating. It sounds like philosophy. All right, we're going up the stairs. We're going on an adventure. I love it. The line is just on the wall. It's like, it's not consistent. It doesn't know what it's doing either. This is ridiculous. What happens when a philosophy major starts writing for video games? Yeah. Why did it jump over the... Oh, I think this is what we could call losing the plot. Question marks. Yeah. This is how my brain feels on the third draft of the thing. Oh yeah, we're squiggling. Oh buddy. Yeah, quite a bit happening here. Oh, there's a zigzag. What is the tone? I don't know. Annual reviews. Monthly ledgers. Ugh. Corporate imbalance. Was this person in accounting? Because I have to learn all this shit right now in my accounting class. Consolidation reports. Departmental accounts. Personnel files. Or no, HR maybe. Financial records. We turned into a PowerPoint. We sure have. Budget analysis. Ugh. Depressing. This is a cute little section, though.
Wait, cut the music.
Oh.
Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
All right. This is a great fern. I love it. The fern feel in this room, very symmetrical, very good. Makes me feel really great. Okay. Well, Chad, I think we have recalled this fern to the best of our ability. It's a very healthy, very good fern. 10 out of 10 fern going on here. Okay. I cut the music completely just to demand we look at that fern. Oh.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
No. Okay, it went this way. Good distribution of fronds. Yeah. It's got very... Oh, it brought us back here.
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us?
Everyone
After
admire
we trusted
pirate.
you. After everything
Over there.
we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Oh, that line. Oh, there's no narrator. The narrator got depressed and took a day off. Okay.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious.
All right.
Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Again, when the writer is in writer's block, deep existential dread, doesn't really 100% know what the plot wants from it, thinks it kind of has a vision, but not quite there yet. So, like, what if we just say, fuck it? What if we just run on our own and try it that way? I have never felt more aligned with a very meta story. This is very much like local writer doesn't understand fully how to get from A to B and is feels like it has to do this perfect narrative and is stressed about getting there and is, yeah. Also, I'm going to take a moment to plug my Patreon. If you would like to join my Patreon, I'm trying to get more people over there just so, you know, I'm going to do more mini fiction posts. If you'd like to keep up with my writing and updates and things like that, I'd really appreciate it. If you like writing, if you like that sort of thing. Again, I'm a science fiction and fantasy writer. Trying very hard to get my novel that I hope will be my debut novel done by summer. Yeah, okay. With that said, let's go self-promo over. Let's go to the
Yes,
novel.
This is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything.
Could be.
What do you want our story to be?
That's a great question.
Go wild. Use your imagination.
A space
Whatever
opera.
it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for
Gay
it.
robot dragons. No? Okay. Got the lines in the game? I
Oh,
did.
no, not you again.
You,
Stanley,
TM.
I'd also like to veto the line from having any
Line
role in
TM.
our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Are there gay robot dragons in your book? Well, the robot dragons aren't gay, but they're dragon riders, or I guess dragon pilots. They're right. I call them riders. Yes, there are gay. There is gay. Yes. Okay, the line disappeared. Let's go. Oh.
A choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important, we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here.
Okay.
Just walk in circles for a minute.
Oh, love this.
Okay. So I know that each door has to lead somewhere.
Yes.
Which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here.
Yes.
And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is
Math
the correct
gift.
one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Well, I mean, this works out for me because I was going to pick right. If it had just replicated the left and right thing, I was just going to go right anyway to replicate being a defiant little asshole. So I'm glad our logic, such as it is, was equal and went to the right place. Yep. Ah!
Hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well,
Yeah,
if
that's
I
what
don't
it
want to
says.
forget, my mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing.
Stanley attempts to play the story,
Wall.
but is prevented, unable to go
Well,
anywhere.
who
Game restarts on
consulted
its
me?
own.
Why
Find
don't
the
I
line
get to
again.
decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this?
Restarts.
Is it
There's
really?
no longer an office. Wanders
No,
in
it can't
blackness.
be.
Finds a bookstore.
I don't
Grab,
want it to
get
be.
bored and leave.
I don't want the game to keep restarting.
Theater is gone after
I don't
a long
want
time.
to
Stanley
forget
dies.
what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped?
Oh,
Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle?
but there is another
The,
narrator.
Whatever it is that made this schedule.
There's a second
How
narrator.
would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
It also doesn't
So,
say why the
okay.
narrator restarts the game. Yeah.
I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the
This
destination.
is still a story.
So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
What? But that's not what it... Confusion. Oh. Oh, hello? Wait, no! I was in the middle of another one! Welcome, Stanley, to heaven. Alright, well, I can dig it. I can vibe with it. If this is heaven, there's worse outcomes there. Music's a little ominous. Might get a little repetitive after a while. Can I move? I can. Dots? Oh, they're buttons. don't know where I'm pushing. I guess it doesn't matter. I'll just run and push. You can tell it's heaven because it has colors other than beige, yes. Oh, it's heaven because you're like pushing buttons. Yes, that's a great point. Honestly, this is satisfying to my ADHD. Do I have to press all? No, they're resetting. How do I get out of heaven? I don't want to be here. I wanted to go discover that other plot. It is definitely a fidget toy. Heaven is a sensory room, yeah. No? Fuck. How do I leave? Do I send? Oh, it's just a weird perspective. I was like, did I float? No. Well, I suppose I just have to embrace death. Do I quit the game? Oh, heaven is kind of hell now. Okay. How many more of these must I? I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing in heaven. I guess heaven is just pressing buttons. Thank you for clipping. I was genuinely confused. I'm not as confused as I am right now, but can I get out of here somehow? I think this is forever. Okay. Begin the game again. Well, you can stay there. Did it put me back?
All of his co-workers were gone.
Fuck, did it
What could
reset
mean?
that whole thing?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley
Maybe
looked,
you know
he
what
couldn't
that's
find a
worth.
trace of
Heaven
his
is a fidget
co-workers.
toy on Earth, exactly. Damn, okay, I think this reset completely. What? Okay, no.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Amazing. All right. Let's go to the new content. I don't know if this was the direction that we were supposed to go after that. What if heaven reset something? But whatever path I was on is lost now.
Thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley
2022,
Parable
wow.
Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Amazing.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
Uh-huh.
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Yeah, I definitely experienced the regular content in a way that
So
makes
far,
sense.
It's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's
amazing.
just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Is it?
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the
Let's
new
go.
content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Gimme the content, Stanley.
Give me the content. I love how the narrator's like, Ultra Deluxe? This is kind of shit. Yeah. A jump circle.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Oh. Amazing. Everybody jump, jump. Okay, so to make Valve follow instructions, add a jump command. Yeah. Oh. Well, we're out of jumps. We only had that many jumps. Well, it was nice knowing the new content. No more jumps.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new
The narrator's
content.
unimpressed.
There has to be something else, right?
Okay. I'm following.
Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content?
For my
If
ADHD
this is
brain,
new
yes.
content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there.
Cinema Sins
I
narrator.
could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Okay. Thank you for enjoying the new content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them
good luck, buddy.
personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Okay. Oh, okay. Yes. Mr. Milchick outside. So, how did you enjoy the new content? How did it make you feel? Yeah, the anticipation. This is not well. It's a picture of the old start. Oh my god. Okay. I'm with you. I'm with you, Gabe. Oh.
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
But
Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares?
fine. Oh my god, he bullied me.
Oh, never mind. You're not a dork.
Wow. All right, since you bullied me into this. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, dur, 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 dur. Doo-doo-doo.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Why does this look like Dark Souls?
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want.
That must be convenient.
Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity.
Oh,
Back
did they?
then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Is that a BAFTA? Good job, Stanley Parable. I don't know that you actually won that. I don't believe you. Is this the first dog? Smile because it happened. I remember. This is really funny as somebody who never played the original. And this is the first time I've ever interacted with this game. Deeply entertaining. Okay, I thought I could maybe like sit on the bench, but no. Oh.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable.
No, don't
like
read
the
that.
Stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art.
Stephanie Sterling is a
Stanley
great.
Parable
I like
strives
Stephanie.
and then succeeds
like
to be
her
every
review
game
stuff.
ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing.
I mean,
It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new
narrator's having an
elevated
existential
content.
crisis. Interesting. This is so meta. Fantastic Arcade 2013, IGF, Indiecade. I actually know all these. That's so nice. Here, the start menus, the first left and right door. That's so funny. Person of the year, vaguely Stanley. All right.
Here's
Now what?
another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com.
They're getting lower.
The Stanley Parable is both a richly
last
stimulating
one was a 10,
commentary
this
on the
one's a
nature
9.
of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content.
This is so meta.
It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Uh-huh. And yet, we didn't do that. So,
These were simpler times, Stanley.
were they?
But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again.
It's like kick with me high.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years.
Oh no.
I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well,
Not
weren't
the
they?
user reviews. Yeah, this is gonna be. This seems ominous. So, here's where I will say the number one piece of advice that I've ever gotten as like a creator is like don't read your own reviews unless you're capable of completely ignoring the negative reviews. Unless you're capable of letting that slide off of you and not impact you, don't fucking read it. Don't do it. Feels less like a deluxe edition and more like therapy. It does.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining.
Yeah.
Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already
Funny.
such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Oh boy. Narrator doesn't know how to ignore bad reviews, huh? We've all been there, buddy.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can.
You are a little,
Oh, goodness.
buddy.
This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did.
Light
But
and
maybe
airy?
It wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record.
I'm sensing that perfectionism
like a
theme.
failure. Like I let these people down.
Oh.
Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
No, nothing is. Nothing will ever satisfy everyone because nothing was meant to be consumed by everyone, and nothing is for everyone. That review could have been written by an asshole who's a bigot and would never have agreed with you. And why would you want that person to like your stuff anyway? So, yeah. What style is this theme place? Does it look like Half-Life? It kind of does. I say as somebody who's only seen Half-Life memes and never played
What's this one
Half-Life
got to say?
or Portal.
You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
Oh no.
A skip button? Well, yes.
Oh,
Yes,
no.
I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative
Oh,
reviews
no.
from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
I mean, you don't need to do everything for the customer. Oh no. Oh no. I don't like it. This looks like a trap. I look like it's gonna get stuck in here. Ugh, okay. This is a trap, right? This is, okay.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, until 245. Got the logic of elimination working backwards. The deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000.
Okay, I'm done now.
Oh, you're back, you see? You were only
Ooh, a
frozen
shiny
in
button.
time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps
What about
one
the
of my
fern, though?
more
I think I
profound
accidentally
such
skipped the rest of that
ruminations. Not
line.
of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly,
boy.
and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by
Okay. Brain hurty.
Oh, there's sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam
won't.
review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps.
They won't.
To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place.
I don't think
I
you
guess
can.
I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on
We're
before
never
I
going to
went
leave
about
this
this
button,
whole
Will. Yeah, I think we're
exercise of
stuck.
making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature
yeah.
to make it possible to edit one's
Steam's
review.
real
merely
known
because
for
of this very
implementing
situation.
good new
Yes,
features.
I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review.
Totally.
So that the
Okay.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer.
Yeah.
That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes.
Shit.
It's not unendurable by any means, but well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again.
Okay.
I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait. How do we get out of here? Where did the door go?
Oh, no.
Wasn't there a door that led into
I
this
knew
room?
it. We're stuck in here.
I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have
Oh,
gotten into the room
no.
in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll
Chad, am
take
I
any
the
of these.
narrator?
All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button to go anywhere other than the skip button.
Oh.
There was a door here before, wasn't there? I swear there was. Where did it go? Stanley! Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle.
Okay.
I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you. Oh, Stanley, you're back.
Oh, God. Oh,
You're
God.
back. Oh, my goodness. I have
Oh, the
someone
fern's
to talk
dead.
to again. Stanley,
How am I alive?
a week. Not 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time, just sitting here, not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've
This
already
is
been
so-
doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button.
Oh, God.
Oh, hello, it's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time.
Uh-huh.
I stopped keeping track after
A
a year.
year?
Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year?
No,
Let me
I would
describe
die.
it for
Well,
you.
apparently I
To
did.
begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities.
Was the narrator
I
breaking
felt
up with us?
nothing
Yeah.
at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days,
There's
months.
still
I lost it
nothing?
all in a blur of the deepest
whole year
longing
and
to
nothing
undo
changed
the
here?
past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever
Sorry, buddy. I don't care. Oh, I really broke him. There's nothing. He's just gone. I think the clock is the same. I don't think it moves. Yeah. Well. Oh God, that's really annoying. Sorry for BBs. I'm gonna leave.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned. They screamed. They gnashed their teeth and said,
I get it, I'm awake,
"Entertain
right?"
us." It wasn't enough. they had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review
Yeah, sorry
and make
about
all
beeps.
of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us. Now
Is
he
that
went,
what they
shut
said?
up. It's the inconsistency. It's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that
Bud,
seek
you gotta
everything
let
and
it
are
go.
accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley Parable.
Oh, no.
We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes!
I'm just gonna
it
let you
seems-
have that revelation over there. Sorry, buddy. You really shouldn't cater to every single review, like, ever. Just pro tip. Okay, well, things are slightly changing. I mean, kind of. The clock fell. So, like, there's movement in time. All good. Just everything is breaking here right now, so I got concerned. Oh, no. I'm so sorry.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Put a beat to this, like,
is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
The narrator's broken.
Never the end.
We're gonna let him, yeah, I think that might be... I think we're just gonna have to wait for yeah. It's gonna enough time will pass and we'll get out from the slow passes of time and erosion. Get books and cats and books and cats. Ah! Aha! Oh, okay, not quite. We're getting there. Alright, alright. Oh. Okay, still not quite. We're getting warmer. Oh, pretty. Okay, well, nature is healing. Oh. Nature is not healing anymore. Nature is not... Oh, wow. Damn. Alright. Fleeing that, whatever grim reality this is. Okay, it's still bleak. Did we enter like a zombie apocalypse? Because I hear sounds out there. I'm gonna press the button now. Whoa! Finally! Oh my god. Let me out! Oh. Oh. Oh no. Okay. Well. This is a lovely sandbox we've entered. A lone and boundless desert. Free of shitty Steam reviews. Just peace in yourself and being content with what you've created, because you've created something very nice and philosophical and mind-bending. I'm just going towards the sun. I don't know where else I was supposed to go. I don't know if there was a direction. I don't... Oh. Did I make it? Well, I'm not going to heaven again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. New content. Okay, before we get to that, we're gonna do about 30 more minutes. We're gonna go just slightly longer. Before we do that, before we get to the new content, we're gonna take one more ad break, and then we're gonna do this. And hopefully, I mean, I guess I know we're not gonna finish this whole game because there's so many endings. I know I definitely haven't. I'm not getting to all of them, but I feel like I've experienced a good chunk of what is the Stanley Parable, so I feel pretty content with that. And then I might finish more of it off stream, or if there's like an actual primary ending, maybe we can aim for that. But for now, stretch, hydrate, meds, all that good stuff. I'll be right back, and then I'll try to make it a quicker BRB so we can get through as much as possible in the next 30-40 minutes. So yeah, BRB. Trying to make that a slightly faster BRB because we're only going to go for about 30 more minutes, and because I think 3.5 hours is about as far as she goes for me. But I want to play just a little more of the new content and see what else there is in store. I know, again, we're not going to beat this whole game this stream, but I figured we could try to get as much done as possible. And I definitely has given me a good understanding of how very meta this game is. I can see why a lot of people like it. But yes, we're going to go to the new content.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Okay. I'm scared, but okay. I like the end is never the end. It's never, just keeps going. Oh, okay. More elevator.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable
content.
and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that.
That's a lot of pressure, my guy.
So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further.
Whoa.
Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable 2.
The end is never the end again.
Isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Taste the sequel, new and tasty. Oh boy.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean?
This is so
Stanley
meta.
Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
They're back. 2 doors. More TSP, better TSP, win-win, sequential mind share, the color red, not leverage, holistic value, envelop client-centric marketing. Oh, this is hell. We've entered hell. Brick and mortar approach, paradigm shift, synergy. Oof, 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 oof. Buzzwords. The fern! What the fuck was up with that fern? I love all this branding and marketing concepts. I hate it as somebody who is, again, going into marketing. It is very on the nose. It's painful. This isn't definitely how investors think. And it's upsetting. I like the backward, the 2.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out.
Design, pitch,
Game
break,
development
pitch
is
design,
much
number
more
2
of a
chat.
fuzzy magic
Ears,
than anything
2 ears,
scientific
2
or
eyes,
logical,
2 nostrils, 2 arms, 2 legs. Question, question, question. In red. Who took the red marker? Me. Oh All right. Well, sequels are good. Portal 2, Half-Life 2, Batman Arkham Asylum 2, in parentheses, City, Divinity, Original Sin 2, Doom 2, Aladdin 2, Return of Jafar. That was a great, I think, direct to DVD movie. Sorry, VHS at the time. Dark Souls 2, also very, yep. The ultimate sequel, Crab. Amazing. 2. Return of Jafar slapped. I'm glad I'm not the only one who liked that. I like how we've got legally distinct Max. This way to the show floor, valued investors, new features, new content. Amazing. Okay, let's go. This feels very, I grew weary of the game grind. Amazing.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Sadly, Half-Life 3 not on that sequel list. If you were old enough to get this joke, please take your Metamucil. How dare you? I definitely took my Metamucil today. The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Wow, that's new. Hear your name in the game. Oh my god, that was a big Fallout 4 thing. I will never forget Fallout. One of Fallout 4's big marketing things was that they had recorded a bunch of names. So actually, the origin. Here's an origin story. I had to rename myself because I had been harassed on Tumblr because people are terrible. So I decided to use a different username and basically rediscover myself and change things and kind of leave the Dragon Age fandom and the BioWare stuff and go just away from that and pick a different name. So in Fallout 4, my character's name was Valkyrie because one of the, for whatever reason, names, it was Valkyrie, and I really liked that your little robot butler will say Miss Valkyrie. So I when I was just mashing things together, I was like, I like space. Currently also really like my character Valkyrie. And so that's how Space Valkyries happened. Just fun fact. Because someone had taken Space Valkyrie singular, so it became plural. Fun origin story for you. So funny enough, that whole you say your name in the game was like a big draw for some games. And God, when was Fallout 4? 2015? 2016? Anyway, also an infinite hole. We have to go that way. It's my brand. Hold on. Where's the infinite hole? We must go. Free, new, and easy achievement. I can't believe it's that simple. Get it here. Oh, okay, hold on. Pull the lever, receive your new achievement. No more steps. It just works. Get yours right now. Okay.
Now here's something special.
Oh, no.
You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident?
No.
Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that.
I'm scared.
Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers,
It looks like a Dalek.
we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
This is such a mood for game devs. I'm not a game dev. Yeah, I do believe this is a commentary on how pushy fans can be. And here's the thing, if you try to please every fan and every investor and everyone who thinks that what your vision should be, you will end up with something that is so far removed from what you actually wanted. And I think that's kind of the point of this sequel.
What else?
Oh my god.
What other exhibits haven't we seen
Ultra
yet?
deluxe content. Hold on, we gotta go to the infinite hole. So I'm just assuming these no screenshots. I don't think.
I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get
I don't
Well
think this is the whole. I
Someday
think I got
and
distracted.
Happy 12th birthday. Which would you go with?
So you're saying you shouldn't try to please everyone? Am I understanding that correctly? Yeah, I am. That is what I'm saying. I love it how Amelia's like, I'm gonna pin that. It's true though. You shouldn't try to please everybody, especially if you're creating a story. Happy 12th birthday, Stephanie.
Sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get well someday it is.
I mean, that is partially true. Sometimes you'll ask someone's opinion and then whatever their opinion is so fucking opposite to what you really want that your brain goes, you know what? I know what I need now.
No, I've made my
go in the
decision.
opposite
We're
direction.
moving on.
Merch. Okay, but I want the infinite hole. Hold on. Where did the infinite hole go? I don't want the reassurance bucket. I want the infinite hole. Okay, we got to go back through here for the infinite hole. Hold on. This is important. We need to end the note on an infinite hole. I feel like that's appropriate for our channel. All right. Okay. Opening, rim, depth, infinite, surrounding area. I'm glad we have that understanding. Hole entrance. Are we ready? Are we ready for the infinite hole? It just keeps going. All right, let's go. Infinite hole. I'm ready.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never
It's
been done
literally the
before
hole.
in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Is it? I think this is just the hole. I mean, again, in the end, it is always the hole. Night in the Woods taught us that. So here we are, staring at the rim of this infinite hole. And yeah. Yeah.
You see, isn't it wonderful?
Oh,
One
God.
of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop
button?
back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Okay, well, that was a very awesome infinite hole. I hope we all enjoyed that. I didn't want to subject everyone to, like, a long time of falling, because I think the motion is not fun, but can you enter the hole again? That's a great question. Yes. You absolutely can.
Okay, and I guess we're back in the hole now. Did you really need to see it again?
Yeah.
I don't know what else there is to say, Stanley. It's an infinite hole. It's exactly what you're doing right now, but forever. There really are so many other fascinating exhibits that I've prepared for you. I really spent quite a lot of time on all this, and I would very much like to show you some more of them. How about we go ahead and press that teleport button again so we can get back to what's really important about... Oh, goodness. Well, this is rather embarrassing, Stanley. I'll be honest with you. I truly did not believe that anyone would actually stay in the hole long enough to hit the bottom. Yes, I know, I told you the hole was infinite, but come on. Who actually wants to fall forever? The hole was plenty deep. It was more than deep enough, in my opinion. Maybe it's you who likes falling too much. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean.
I've said nothing.
Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite?
I love a mostly
If that
infinite
works
hole.
For you,
It does.
Then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
I'm glad we got to see the bottom of the hole today, y'all. I think this was a really important moment in this stream's channel, like, life. I'm really glad to have experienced this with all of you. All right. What if I went back down?
Oh, for heaven... You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there, goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time?
The
I
hole
couldn't
is
help
shorter
but feel
every
like
time.
You spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above.
Okay, we're gonna keep doing
Had
this
enough?
until the hole gets shorter.
I'm positively thrilled. I really do have so much more to show you and to talk about, and I've had enough of the hole for a lifetime.
I haven't. Also, yeah, I'm sorry, we don't have a clip command, and our quotes are full, and I still haven't figured out another bot for more quotes. There's been so many good quotes that I'm just gonna have to retroactively add back after going through my VODs and stuff. I'm so sorry. But yeah, we're back into the hole we go. Once more into the hole.
How could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where...
Oh.
Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole
just a hole.
infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability in marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any
Now he
shorter.
wants in on the repeat holes. Okay.
Well, there it is. The shame of my lie has come to haunt me. Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely even a hole at this point. It's more of a concavity, or even a very aggressive divot.
Aggressive divot.
How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch.
It is a little.
Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on. Is the, teleport button not working?
Nope.
You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again.
Nope.
Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
Bye. In the end, it is always the hole. Oh my god, we were so into holes, we made him leave. But there's a problem. I can't exit this hole. Wait. I don't have to jump anymore. This is... What is happening? Are the credits gonna roll? Did I live by the hole, persist in the hole? The music is crescendoing? It's just me, or are we just slowly descending and... I have to change your perspective. This is so dramatic. Oh my god. Oh my god, we can see our face! Ah! Dissociation, yeah. Amazing. Okay, we found it all. I have to change my perspective. G to change my perception. All right. Okay. Sure. Why not? Let's change it again. Press H to change your reality. I'm gonna press H again. I'm gonna press it one more time. Ah! Oh, this one's fun. We're gonna change our perception. No. Better. What is happening? Change yourself. Oh. Whoa. Oh. Wow. What is happening? I've been pressing H, but reality still sucks. Yeah. Change yourself. What did I... Oh my god. I'm so glad we were back in the hole. Me too. I wasn't expecting this to be where this went. And yet...
Stanley? Stanley? Stanley?
I...
Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland.
Oh.
But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole.
Oh my
and
god.
I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodlepip.
Wait! No! Is it beginning again? Do I just dissociate, like, immediately and instantly? Oh. Okay. They said no more hole shenanigans. You wanted a hole, you get a hole.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of
It
these.
literally said, you're done with the hole. I think that's maybe the note we should end this on, and just forever that to kind of be the question of Stanley Parable 2, aka Ultra Deluxe. For now, because I think I do want to come back to this, but it is kind of, we are running up to close to about 3.5 hours. There's no topping the hole. You really, I think that's just such a picture perfect ending for this stream and this channel meme, the history of the channel memes here, that oh my god, I didn't even realize. Yeah, you're right, there is no topping the hole. That is very you know what I mean. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the Stanley Parable too. I hope you enjoyed the infinite hole. That was everything I wanted. I think this game is amazing. I do think it definitely talks a lot about what it means to be a creator, what it means for your art and your work to be received critically. I think the Ultra Deluxe is definitely all about that, right? And then the original one seems very much about you know, how a game is made and what you find value in a story. So I think this it's interesting to play both of those kind of at once. Yeah, I can see why so many people like this game. The game is really interesting. I hope we'll be able to come back to it, but if not, I think the Infinite Hole is the best place to end on, and I hope everyone had a good time with me discovering some of the endings of this. Obviously, I don't think I've even touched a good % of the endings, because there's a lot of options I didn't try, and I might just play that off stream and fiddle with it and see. I did touch the hole though. I touched an infinite hole for an infinite amount of time. I hope you upload this VOD because it was great. I will definitely, this will be one of the highlights that I keep on the channel. I have to go through all my VODs and delete a ton of stuff, but I'll put this on YouTube as well. Let me do the YouTube command. I haven't been very good about it this week because I've been dealing with medication side effect stuff, but I'm in the process of porting all my highlights that are on Twitch that are about to get deleted in April over to YouTube, and that should all be up there hopefully by that timeline. And then I will be better about doing like monthly clip reels on the channel. So like highlights from the stuff we did that month will be a little more frequent, which is what I had wanted to do at the raid, the BRB, not the raid thing, the BRB scene. But then yeah, I just haven't been able to. Yeah, and I won't be able to do more highlights until I get all the other stuff removed. So yeah, it's just I kind of hate that they kind of surprised everyone with that, but it is what it is. So yes, thank you so much for hanging out with me for these shenanigans. hopefully on Friday we'll be playing Astroneer with Lotus. I say hopefully, it has nothing to do with Lotus's ability to play Astroneer with me and everything, with like, I'm still trying to figure out good blood pressure meds for me. So barring any weird medical things, we should be good on Friday. But yeah, thank you all again for just, this was a very needed distraction of a stream, because I've been having some ups and downs with my blood pressure stuff and like medical side effects or medication side effects. So thank you for just making me laugh and having a good time and helping me kind of distract from that. So I appreciate y'all. And I'll see you Friday. I'm gonna go over the ending scene.